Good day all and welcome back to my channel. As we have seen over the last couple of weeks, cities were burning as protesters and thugs destroyed property and livelihoods in the name of the Black Lives Matter movement. And in one of my previous videos I referred to the slogan that should read "All Lives Matter." I was called a racist and a Nazi for wanting all lives to matter, because one life is not more important than another. And then I saw an article on Sport 24. Let us take a look at the article for a second. And I quote from the article. The headline reads as follow. White Lives Matter banner flown over stadium at start of Manchester City Burnley. Then the article goes on to say the following. The start to Manchester City's Premier League match against Burnley on Monday was marred by a plane flying overhead pulling a banner reading White Lives Matter Burnley. The aircraft was seen flying above City's Etihad Stadium shortly after all players and match officials had taken a knee in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. It reportedly continued to circle the stadium after kickoff. Burnley were quick to react, issuing a statement at halftime saying the club strongly condemns the actions of those responsible for the aircraft and offensive banner that flew over the Etihad Stadium on Monday evening. We wish to make it clear that those responsible are not welcome at Turf Moor. This, in no way, represents what Burnley Football Club stands for, and we will work fully with the authorities to identify those responsible and take appropriate action. We are fully behind the Premier League's Black Lives Matter initiative and, in line with all other Premier League games undertaken since Project Restart, our players and football staff willingly took the knee at kickoff at Manchester City. We apologise unreservedly to the Premier League, to Manchester City and to all those helping to promote Black Lives Matter. Players in the Premier League have been wearing shirts bearing the Black Lives Matter slogan. The gesture comes following the death of Black American George Floyd at the hands of police last month, which sparked protests around the world and led to sports people showing solidarity with those demonstrations. Close quote. What I find very interesting is that the Black Lives Matter is associated with violence and destruction of property, and nobody is even allowed to mention any other race, because then they are classified as racist. But why are everybody up in arms over this banner? Is it maybe because the other races blame the whites for their despair and inability to raise themselves up out of their conditions? Oh, I forgot, it must be because the continued slavery practices by all the whites all over the world. But how can this then be, because slavery in the USA ended over 5 generations ago? So why is everybody up in arms about the fact that some people think that white lives matter? There are many claims that only white people can be racist, like with the following that claim that black people cannot be racist. But some of the biggest racists around are some of the so-classified black people. It is unfortunate that these racist black people want to see race in everything from entrepreneurship to Rice Krispies. Just now these racists are going to demand that automotive manufacturers stop manufacturing white cars because it is racist. Or another example might be that they want chocolate manufacturers to stop producing white chocolate, and may they never again produce a white chocolate on top of a dark chocolate like the Top Deck from one of the international manufacturers. In South Africa, the Chinese population is classified as black under the Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment Act, but have a look at how they treated the African migrants in China recently. There were calls that now the Chinese in China are racist. The call of the Chinese being racist echoed also in South Africa, but how can the Chinese be racist? They are honorary blacks. This Black Lives Matter and Antifa are sham organizations. They are fascists in every sense of the word. It is interesting that if they do not get their way, these racist organizations and other black organizations will resort to violence to make a statement. Yes, there are racists in every community and that cannot be denied. But blaming the current generation for what their forefathers did, is just sad and make it clear that some individuals will rather dwell on the past and blame others for their own lack of drive and ambition. Many of those that want to blame the whites for everything wrong in their own lives will never move forward in their own lives, as they are so focused on the past that they have no vision for the future. Another thing about these protests and violence is the fact that they target white history. What if the right start to stand up and start to target statues like the statue of Martin Luther King or even the statue of Nelson Mandela? Once this happens, there would be a situation like a mini civil war between black and white. Leave the statues alone and let the history be the history. The past is the past, and we all need to look towards the future. Those that cannot work with others to build a bright future for all will be left behind in their shanty towns and will be forgotten by time. It is time to stand together as one species, not individual subspecies that evolved with differences in culture and beliefs. We are one, and for that all lives matter. But you be the judge and decide for yourself if you want to work together with all, or do you want to keep racism alive where everything is black or white to you and be left behind? Thank you for watching.